Yeah, except for her feet won't be bleeding. It'll be something else. Shoot
I was
the glass.
thinking though, with like we were talking about like people do like bank robberies.
Yeah.
We both watched Heat recently, right?
Yeah.
I was rewatched that, and now I've been reading the book. I'm getting deep into Heat, but like Heat really, it's one of those bank robbery movies. I feel like a good bank robbery really comes down to picking your guys. You know, the moral of Heat really is like you just can't bring a new guy on.
Oh yeah.
You got to vet somebody. Where it's like you can't just take somebody because they want to be in the crew.
Right.
You really got to like. It's just like the guy. So much of life comes down to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like I feel like there's some people. Me personally, I'm very like I don't say standoffish, but I'm not like a super social dude. But it's like I feel like some people you can tell when somebody's too trusting, and they're too open to making new friends.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh no, this is gonna be trouble. Some people can't spot trouble coming down the street.
That's true. I'm like that. I'm kind of laid back now too, because I'll become friends with everybody. Next thing you know, you realize, oh, this dude was just using me or whatever.
There's that, and it's like, well, you should have just that first part. You should have waited a little bit longer. You got to give people, you know that Terminator shit where he looks at somebody and there's like a bunch of numbers pop up on the screen.
Yeah.
You got to have that for longer, but some people just open right up.
Yeah. I know those people let you up inside their house. You'll be holding their baby. It's like, dude, I don't even know you.
Yeah,
Smoking
right?
a Newport.
You don't even know my last name.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, how did I end up in here?
Yeah. Support its neck. Support the baby's neck.
Yeah. It's just funny, too. We're doing all these, like, gig work, TaskRabbit gigs.
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, it only takes, like, 30 minutes for somebody to get comfortable with me in their house.
Right.
And I'm just in here, and they leave, and they're like, all right, I'll be back. I'm just in your house now. You don't know what I'm doing.
Dude, I don't know if I told you the craziest one I had where the dude was pulling the gun out. He's drunk. I know. We recorded this once as a story. Yeah. It never came out. But yeah, dude, in Hell's Kitchen, I go inside the dude's apartment. TaskRabbit, yeah. Dude's being mad. Seems a little weird, to be honest with you. I don't know what it was about the guy. So, but I take the gig late at night. It's one of those ones when you get the same days and they pop up and you're like, oh, I'm going to do this. And it was like build a couch or something. But he's got all these weird little bullet points of all this stuff he wanted me to do.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, this is going to suck. He's like, take the trash out if you don't mind. I have cardboard boxes, cut them up. It was like $45 an hour. Dude, I go there. He was like, I'll give you the key. Call me when you're nearby. So I'm calling him. I'm trying to answer. And then, boom, I finally get him. Dude, he brings the key, shimmies it down the window in the string. And for real. And I grab it. And he's like, unlock the door. I'm already like, man, this is so weird.
This is at night.
Yeah, nighttime, Hell's Kitchen, like 44th and like 10th right in that window. Right. Jeez. And, dude, so I'm like, all right, boom. I go there. Apartments, everything's trashy, dude. Hallway, everything just garbage.
Yeah.
And I go inside, and it's this dude, and he's got one leg. He lost his leg. I guess he said he was grilling, felt a pain in his leg. They took him to the doctors. They said, oh, yeah, we got to amputate it immediately.
Wow.
And he's telling me about it. And he's drinking, dude, straight out of the bottle. Dude, smacked. He looked like the sergeant in the Forrest Gump movies.
Yeah. Lieutenant Dan.
And he's like, yep, they told me they got to take my other one. You know what I told them? Dude, he pulls a gun out. He goes, I'll end it right now. Dude, he's like, I'm keeping this leg.
It's just you and him.
Yeah.
Wow.
He tells me he's got his apartment for like $1,100 a month, and he told me it's haunted. And dude, I get a lot in my head, you know.
Yeah.
I was in the bathroom peeing, and dude, I felt like something touched the back of my neck. I know it's all in my mind, but who knows really, dude? I ran out. I'm trying to put this couch together. I'm messing up. Then I'm messing it up, dude. Wood's cracking. Dude's got a pistol out. He's drunk.
He's just sitting there watching you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hammer drunk, telling me stories. And he's like, if you don't mind, can you do me a favor? And can you hand me that cup right there? And I'm trying to build this thing. And he's all, what? Don't crack it now. Dude, he even crawled over to me. And I'm working for real.
Wow.
And he's just watching me, dude. And I'm a little Allen key. What? watch out. Dude, I'm just like, oh my God.
It's so funny too, because you meet a crazy person like that, and they're telling you their life story, and they're telling you about how he cut off his leg.
Yeah.
But it's like that conversation didn't start with you saying, "Hey, how'd you lose your leg?"
Right.
The guy just starts talking. That guy's so used to telling that story where he's like, "All right, I gotta address what's in the elephant in the room."
That's one of those ones you gotta bring up.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's gonna people. I don't blame people for that. Like me with my finger, I don't talk about it.
Yeah.
And people will be like, "Whoa!" Like I had a girl recently. She's like, "Oh man, it looks all chewed up," and I'm just like, "Yeah, you know, it just kind of happened."
Wow.
She's like, "Ooh, like it really was. It bothered her bad," and it's like, "Why is that a big deal?"
Right.
I don't bring it up.
I don't even notice that much, to be honest.
Right. You see on some sketches I was on, the camera people are all zoomed up on it.
Yeah.
I think it adds character, but
yeah,
it's not that noticeable.
But yeah, I guess it's not like a leg, huh?
Yeah, it's not like if I came in like, oh, by the way, this happened. You know,
Yeah.
when I chopped it off.
But it's crazy because like that guy, I mean, like he's already in this fucked up situation, no leg. He's got this crazy story. He's an alcoholic with a gun, and he's still like, yeah, I'll bring a guy into my house.
Oh yeah, without
A complete
doubt.
stranger in the middle of the night on TaskRabbit. He's never met you.
Yeah. Well, he had the pistol.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, he had stuff everywhere too. I was there for hours. I couldn't leave, and he's getting drunker and drunker. I'm cutting up stuff. He's like, "Now, can you help me with the screen here?" He's got me doing little chores. I'm like standing on his couch. I'm barefoot. The place is filthy.
Wow.
Yep. Rats.
Jeez.
Dude,
Christ.
rats. I'm on this dude's floor. That's one thing don't get bit now. Dude, I used to hate that. And then I had my shoes off for like 2 hours. He's like, if I were you, you best put your shoes on.
Jesus Christ.
And then I looked, he had one shoe on too. I was like, yeah, I should have had my shit on.
Wow.
Dude had rats. Haunted place too.
It sucks too with TaskRabbit because you can't really say no.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, if they count like you're not entrapped, but you can leave, but you can't really.
Yeah.
Once you hit a confirm, you're basically in.
Oh, yeah. You got to buy your way out.
Yeah.
One time I was messing up this girl's air conditioners, Bronx. 3 times I went there. I said, look, I will pay you back every dollar for the hours I spend here.
Yeah.
And I left. I couldn't do it, dude.
Wow.
She had like all this bullshit construction. I'm trying to drill mounts into the windows, and it's like, there's no hardware stores. She's like, yeah, just come back tomorrow. I felt so bad. She's like, you're the second one. Nobody could get these air conditioners in.
Wow.
It was just something else, man. Kids all there. It's hot. Can you please come back tomorrow?
Oh
Little kids sweating. Please promise.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to get it done. I knew
it's
I
even
wasn't.
worse, too, if you're in that situation and you're there for a while and you like get to know them.
Yeah.
Because then they start getting comfortable with you.
Yeah, making you sandwiches.
Yeah. Then you're like part of the family. And it's like, I don't want to be like, I want this to be a quick in and out relationship.
Yeah.
This can't become like a whole thing.
I had one for years, man. One of my first gigs. I'm still happy I had it. They used to save me, dude. I think they were the types of people that just wanted to have somebody trusting in their home, you know?
Yeah.
And dude, even through COVID, they were like this, but they were like, they had to be multimillionaires. But probably one of the best apartments I've ever seen, he was a tech guy. He told me for 10 years straight, he rented an office and slept on the floor and just worked every day.
Wow.
He said that's how I made it to, he's like, I had my little, I had a little doggy bed. He said he slept on a little doggy bed.
Wow.
And he's like, yeah, man. And just had my every day in just 10 years.
Jeez.
But he was a multi-millionaire, huge apartment, had this young wife. She was like 19. Yeah. She was all honest about it. She's like, hey, I may not be all the way attracted to him. She'd tell me. She's like, you know, he's not Dominican. That's what she'd say.
Jesus Christ.
But she'd be like, but I'm set for life. And
wow.
he would just work all the time.
See, even that girl, it's like, oh, why is she trusting you with this?
Right. With that information.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. Yeah, and dude, the millionaires.
She just met you. It's like, hey, take a second and let's think this through. You don't know me. I got a podcast.
Yeah, she had a maid.
You don't understand. You could be talking to a stand-up comedian at any time. It's like, let's take a second and vet each other out.
Yeah, you don't think I'm going to speak about this?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, man. He was a nice guy, too.
Yeah.
2 kids. I stayed with them throughout the whole thing.
Wow.
And then they had a maid before they even had kids. There's people that live like that. And even the maid's room had a balcony. Wow. That's how nice the apartment was.
Yeah.
Living the good life, dude.
See, here's the thing. If it was you and you just came into a bunch of money, would you become more trusting or less trusting? I would become so less trusting.
I don't know. It'd be hard. I'd be less trusting. There's certain things that you do, like, we talked about this before. I don't know where the morals would kick in for me. Like, for instance, in this situation, the maid lived there, and she had a baby the same age as their baby, and it's like one of them's definitely getting the better candy.
Oh yeah.
One of these babies is cleaning. Helping mom out, and the other baby. Imagine,
Yeah.
It was
if there's only
thing.
one toy, you know who's getting the toy.
Right. And it was just a strange thing. You see one baby just having fun and one baby just helping the mom out.
Yeah.
Because they'd be like 4 and 5. I worked with them for a while, probably a good 5-6 years.
Yeah.
Turned down 1 or 2 jobs from them, and that was it, man. That's all it takes.
Yeah, you're out of the family now.
Trust me, with all that information, then I can't mount a shelf. It's a problem.
Wow. Yeah, this guy hired me on TaskRabbit. It was this rich guy. And at first, it was like he just wanted to hire me to I don't even. It was something real basic. It was like scan this receipt or something.
Yeah,
it was some real basic paperwork. I remember I got there. It was like $40 an hour to do this really basic task, and I was like, "This is weird." This guy asked me to do this, but then right when I was done, he was like, "Oh, you did a good job. Hey, I need to move next week. Can you help me with that?" So I realized he was just feeling me out. That first task, I think, was made up.
Wow.
It was just like, oh, that was just like a test. I mean,
is he showing up?
Yeah, is he showing up? Is this guy cool? Is he going to, so he was feeling me out. So I was like, the next week he was like, yeah, no, I got to move apartments. So it was like, I want you to coordinate. No, he wanted me to find him the apartment. I told you about this before.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't like, he's like a tech, got to be like, not a billionaire, but like close, where he was like, I don't like dealing with real estate agents. So you go online, find me an apartment. I'll just move in.
Wow.
So I spent a week just going around the city, like looking at these luxury apartments, and just like I would FaceTime with them while we were there. I'd be at like the Four Seasons, dealing with like the real, the agents just like, oh, floor to ceiling windows, just bedroom 1, 2, 3, and this and that. I'm just on the phone with them, like, yeah, this looks pretty good. So yeah, I ended up helping him move. I coordinated the move. He had to move like his pool table from one apartment to the next.
Yeah.
So to move a pool table in New York City, they got to drill that. Like they got to cut it in half.
Yeah.
So they moved it in pieces. Then I had to like pay these guys to do it. And after that, I mean, like I thought I was done. So I was like, I probably made like a few $100 that day. So I was excited. And then like the next week, he starts hitting me up for more and more. Where it's like I got to like come with him to Connecticut and do all this other shit. And it was like right then I realized like, I got to cut this off.
Yeah.
Even though I need the money, it's like I'm not trying to become like, Alfred to his Batman.
Yeah, being a Freemason society. So
yeah, right.
I really got to put this hood on. Yeah,
yeah.
It's okay.
And it's like this guy, if I was like, I'm not a criminal type of dude, but it's like I know how that shit works.
Right.
And I have that kind of mentality where it's like if I wanted to really fuck this guy over, I could have like taken him for a lot.
Someone like that, you never know if they'll try to blackmail you somehow,
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, like...
Get you wet.
He's got... I mean, like... Deck. Yeah, take blood from a stone. He's got more to lose.
Oh, yeah, true.
But in my head, it's like, it blows my mind that somebody would just trust me with this, like, immediately. He gave me his credit cards and everything.
Oh, that's insane. Even just to move into an apartment you got to move into. This guy, Dan, said it was good. And,
yeah, right.
He does comedy.
Yeah, this guy looks poor. I hired him online for $30.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting 45, but it's crazy. I'd much rather do what you were doing. I had all those people write fake reviews for me. Remember my friends?
Yeah.
So it looked like I was real good at stuff, dude. I'd be showing up to mount like a 500-pound mirror on somebody's wall.
Wow.
Maybe like their children. Now, our kids, I'd be like, yeah, just don't let your kids play in front of this thing for a few weeks. Can we bang? Like, dude, I swear my hair would be falling out trying to do this thing. They'd be like, yeah, if you don't mind, can we get this a 20-foot oak shelf right above our couch where we relax at night? It's like, yeah, I guess I could mount this.
Well, the way I think about it too, it's like before TaskRabbit, how would you even go about having that done? You got to go in the yellow pages and find a contractor.
Hang out at Home Depot.
You got to, well, not even that. Those rich people aren't hiring they're not going direct to the immigrant guy.
And that's where they mess up at.
Yeah, well, it's like you got to pay a contractor, and who knows if that guy knows what he's doing.
Well, he's hiring that immigrant guy.
Exactly. But like these with TaskRabbit, it's like I guess people just trust it because it's like, well, this must be real because everybody else is doing it. But they don't realize they're just getting me and you.
What blows me away is the air conditioners. To this day, I'm like, there should be laws. Regular people should not be allowed to put in air conditioners.
I don't know how that's not every summer. There's got to be like 1,000 people that are dying from just What a way to go out.
Did you see the one we were walking in the neighborhood that had 3 rocks stacked up?
Yeah. There's like a rusty can.
Yeah.
They use, yeah.
How much was it to move the pool table? That's insane.
It's a lot.
You'd almost just buy a new one. How much are those? 4,000?
Oh, this was a nice one. I mean, like, I think it cost like a few grand to move the pool table.
Damn.
And the dude didn't even play pool. It was just like for like when people came over.
Yeah. Yeah, something to do whiskey shots on.
But I guess the thing is, like, when you're that rich, I mean, like, if me or you got rich, I think it would, like, at this, we're kind of older now, and, like, we know enough people that we'd be able to kind of spread it around. But I think some people, once they get that rich, and it happens when they're really young, you don't know who your friends are at that point.
Right.
Right? So you don't even really know who to trust. So I think those people are, like, they need somebody. They just got to find a guy that they can trust. But it's like, how would you even, if it was you, how would you feel it out if you were in that situation where you were the millionaire and you had to hire somebody just to do shit for you?
Yeah, I'd go look at my own apartment. I'm like, I don't understand. That's the
But I mean,
joy
like,
of it.
a lot of, not even like the apartment thing, but just like every rich guy needs a personal assistant who's going to handle their stuff for you, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you vet that guy?
Right.
How do you even find that guy?
Maybe sometimes that guy just finds you. I definitely want
to. Do you trust the guy that?
No, like
I don't
I'm not
trust that. I'm the rich guy, and someone says, "Hey," if someone just approaches me cold on the street,
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I'll take care of stuff for you." It's like, no, that's a red flag right there.
Did he ask for any of your background, like a copy of your license, your social? Wow, dude, you're that trustworthy.
I had to sign something like a real basic NDA.
There's times I showed up for stuff and I walked in and people just said, never mind, like moving jobs. They're
Really?
like, I'm just going to go ahead and cancel this one. Do you want a glass of water?
Wow.
They're just like, come on, my son's 14. He's bigger than you. They were just serious. I was like, all
height
right.
discrimination.
And then some people would be mad I pulled up in a van. I literally had a picture of a van behind me.
Yeah.
And you'd see the message thread. This is some people just, they need to hire an assistant. They'd be like this. I'd be like, okay, so just to let you know, I'm showing up in a cargo van. Can you give me a list of things that you need to move? And they'd be like, yeah, like 6 or 7 boxes and a queen size mattress. Nothing really. And I show up and it's a 3-bedroom apartment. They'll be like, wait, what do you mean you don't got a 30-foot semi?
Well, they hear van, they think big rig.
I guess.
Yeah, 18-wheeler. You're gonna show up like it's the CVS, you know.
Yeah. I showed up one place. She's like, oh, wait, I forgot to mention. Can you grab real quick a 15-foot ladder? I'm like, where would I get that at? She's like, well, we don't have steps to our attic. I'm just like, well, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I got this little van. One person's like, nah, man, I'm confident we could do it. We're doing trips, and the whole time I'm like, I'm happy as hell because I'm like, all right, so far I'm at about $1,000 today. Right. We're just stuck in traffic from the Williamsburg Bridge to the east side, grabbing 4 or 5 big pieces of furniture. After a while, after about 10 hours of this at 100 some an hour, I'm like, dude, I think we're going to be close after tax and everything, like about $2,000. This dude couldn't believe it. He's thinking in his mind it was going to be like $150.
Whoa.
I'm like, yeah, man, it's I guess we got a problem. Like, what do you say to him?
Yeah. What's on him?
I had to lower it, man. Now I knocked off like $600.
Whoa.
I only walked away. His bill was still almost $2,000. That's why I had to knock off $600.
Wow.
Yeah, he kind of used me. People use you, man. I got scammed by that credit card dude.
Right.
Real good dude, man. I got my money back through TaskRabbit, but I mean, these guys, these rich guys, they know I'll get my money back if this guy steals it. Probably gave you a card with like a $2,000 business limit on it. $10,000. I had to go to IKEA once and drop $20,000 on electric tables.
Wow.
For somebody. Rented the truck and everything.
Jeez.
Delivered them, built them. That was a huge job.
Right.
That was remember I used to do those. It was this girl that started a business selling stickers in Williamsburg, and it was all about like girl power and this and that. And she would just buy stuff from China, put her name brand on it. Take really good pictures of it, write up a nice advertisement, sell it online.
Yeah.
And she built it up to this huge business in Soho, man. Had like 30 people working for her.
Wow.
It's a cool story.
Yeah. I think though, like there are some women on TaskRabbit, but how much more terrifying would all these stories be if you were a woman?
Oh, yeah.
That story about the guy with no leg.
Oh, yeah. And he would have shimmied right up
That
on
was
her.
some little girl who's like 22 years old, NYU student, who's trying to make some money, and she ends up in that situation with the guy with the gun.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that is crazy.
And even with TaskRabbit, some of these are just, I mean, like these moving gigs, it's usually women that are hiring you.
And the pictures don't match.
Yeah.
My girlfriend hired somebody for a small thing, and it was like
4 guys show.
Yeah, this girl Stacy or something.
Yeah.
And anyways, it showed up. It was some dude, like some African dude, barely even knew English. He
Wow.
just had a picture of this white girl for his thing.
Hey, good for him.
Yeah, smart.
Good marketing right there.
Food delivery people do that too. She was so thrown off though. She didn't want to let him in the house.
Wow. So much stuff. I mean, even just Uber and stuff like that. I mean, you are trusting people a lot. And I think we really have, like, as a society, gotten just generally more trusting of all these, of just random strangers that you've never met.
Yeah.
And you really do, like, put a lot just assuming that just because this guy is driving Uber, somebody must have done a background check.
Right.
I haven't done the check, clearly.
Right.
But this must be legit, or, somebody else would have killed somebody by now.
Even that's so easy though, man. Like how these people say they get their background check. Like,
Yeah.
and like I know people that drive for Uber across the United States and other, like in Ohio, dude, you could have like an 88 Toyota Tacoma or something.
Yeah.
And you could just drive Uber.
Yeah.
Like it's like this dude clearly did a lot of wrong in his life.
Right,
The drivers that pick you up in Ohio, bro.
Yeah.
They'll be doing wrong in the car with you. You'll be like, what are you doing?
Yeah, no turn signals.
Right, just whatever. That's my, just running red lights. It's cool, man. There ain't no cameras.
Yeah. Do you think that you're like good at like seeing somebody's character when you first meet them? Where it's like, oh, this is a solid dude. Or do you think you're just like, you get fooled?
I mean, I've been burned a lot.
Yeah.
So I may want to think I'm good at it, but I'm really not.
Yeah.
I'm like that. I'm like
you got that joke about like with women where it's like you got to take her to a bad restaurant the first time. You got to feel them out.
Yeah.
But it's like there was a certain amount of skill involved in that in terms of like knowing which questions to ask, knowing what situations to be in, because like that is such a big part of life, is just being able to read somebody's character, and you got to do it quickly.
Yeah.
Because you don't got a whole lot of time in most of these situations.
Most of the time, you got to kind of set people up a little to really test them, see who they are.
Yeah.
Like I had a dog walking job, and I remember the boss was trusting us to go in people's houses. I don't think he was trusting the background check that much, but he would put on disguises and follow us and watch us. Yeah.
Wow.
I caught him once.
What kind of disguise was it?
Like he would have glasses and a hat and maybe like a bigger jacket or something.
Jeez.
Like sunglasses, a hat pulled down.
Wow.
And he just dressed different. Like normally he wore the dog walking shirt with the what do you call shorts.
Yeah. Even dog walking though, it's like I always kind of wanted to do it. I don't love dogs. I like playing with dogs a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's like I can never just imagine what I would do if the dog ran away. That's the first thing I picture when I think about that job, is me chasing a dog down the West Side Highway with like
Yeah.
And it's like people just trust some random ass open mic comic who's making $12 an hour with their most cherished thing in their life.
It is crazy. Yeah, I had one dog slip out of the harness. I kept telling the owner, this dog's it's going to slip out of the harness. She was a know-it-all. No, it's not.
Yeah.
How's it going to slip out? And then, I don't know if they thought I did purposely. This is the first time I think I got fired from the job. I'm just walking, and dude, I'm in my phone, and I look down and realize there's no dog. And I'm like, hold on.
Oh, wow.
I had no clue where it was. After about 15 minutes, I went back to the apartment. I'm like, I got to fess up.
Whoa.
And the doorman had the dog.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And they're like, yeah, you're done walking her. Peaches.
What was your plan when you were walking back up? You were just going to be totally honest, or you were going to try to blame it on the leash?
Yeah, I was going to say, hey, I told you it was going to slip out the leash.
Whose fault is this really?
Yeah.
If you think about it.
And I was going to lie a little. Like, I tried to chase her.
Yeah. But just imagine that. And then, like, if it's a baby. People just trust the babysitter with it. And it's like, I don't know. Who is this lady who's offering to take care of my baby?
Yeah, dude, especially Upper West Side, you really see that. Everybody's raising somebody else's kids.
Yeah, how much trust that takes.
Yeah. I mean, it really does, and they're doing a good job. I mean, dude, it is. Like,
I guess it must be like an agency where it's like everybody's using this agency, so they must be, they must have done their due diligence. But besides that, it's like, no, this is just some Jamaican lady who.
Yeah, I didn't want to say
seems friendly.
I'm happy you said it, and I'm not saying anything's wrong with that. But when people talk about, you get these people that they're secretly racist. Not these people hiring these Jamaican ladies to take care of this.
Right, yeah.
They're
that is a huge responsibility.
Or maybe they're racist in a positive way, to where they're like, listen, this woman's obviously going to do a better job than me.
She's got kind eyes.
Yeah, she does.
This woman has a generous spirit.
Yeah.
I can feel it. She's got the tropical vibes.
Plus, if your baby gets sick, they're going to know how to heal it with herbs and stuff.
Going to cut up some garlic.
Yeah, teach me some of that Jamaican shit. Come on. Kara, do some of that Jamaican shit. Yeah, I remember that, man. I remember they'd be saying that. And that rich tech person, they had 3. Imagine having all them moms. That she had the Spanish mom that lived with her, and then they had the Jamaican nanny that would take her out to the park. The Spanish mom didn't leave the house.
So you feel like, though, I mean, like, that is such a classic New York thing, is to have the Jamaican nanny. But I feel like if you're like real like tech billionaire rich, you would go for like British nanny.
Oh yeah.
Once you get that money.
Yeah. Then they learn the proper English. 3 stones. I'm not.
Yeah,
no, I'm not.
A nice British lady who can play the piano.
Yeah. Or the violin.
That's when you really know you made it.
Yeah, dude, I'll tell you what I do. I love that British accent.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, British people got it right. They're smart. You ever hang out with them?
Well, I think we get the smart ones here.
Yeah.
I think the dumb ones don't make it over. It's like Donald Trump said, they don't send their best.
Oh my gosh, that is ridiculous. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they got the British equivalent of you.
I'd hate to
go to the Ohio version of England, and you're going to find Dom there.
Can you imagine, bro, if I spoke that smart, as dumb as I am?
Well, I think you're only thinking of the smart British. There is also like hick hillbilly
but
British.
They all got that accent that sounds intelligent, don't
No,
they?
they also, I mean, like, you got to think about that, but being drunk. It doesn't sound so smart anymore. And it's just like, it sounds like you're slurring your words.
Bro, I love the British accent. How
Yeah.
can you not love a British girl? No, I'm not going to go there.
Oh, yeah. Especially if they're like Chinese British.
Oh, I didn't even know
British.
that existed.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen the
Indian
black
and they
British.
got like a British accent.
Is there Filipino British, you think?
Nah, I don't think they make them over there. But yeah, they got everybody else.
Indonesia.
Yeah, but it does make you sound smarter.
Yeah.
It's like it's a classier kind of, ethnic vibe.
Yeah, you really can't compete with it. And it's more lovable. Something about it.
Yeah.
You like it more. If they say, if you have an extra one. And you're just like, oh my God, here you go. Like, that's so polite. First like American, let me get another one, man.
Yeah. If it's like a little baby or something when they got a British accent.
Oh yeah, it's adorable.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe they used to use those as chimney sweeps.
Yeah.
It'd be hard for me to be like, okay, well, I don't know. I don't want it. No, you have to go down there now.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
What would you do though if you had to hire somebody? If you had like you're a rich person and you have money and you have a task that clearly you can't do on your own because you're a rich guy, you got rich guy stuff to do,
right?
And you have to interview candidates. What do you ask them?
I guess
top?
It depends on what I'm doing. If it's trustworthy
personal
stuff,
assistant, like taking care of my family kind of stuff.
Taking care of my family type of stuff, I'd say right off the bat, first 15 minutes, I'm offering them Coke.
Oh, yeah? Oh, you try to go reverse psychology on
Yeah, and if they take it, I'm like, get the fuck out of my house.
Right. You're wiping off your nose. Like, I didn't want you to do it.
Yeah.
Only one of us.
I'm just seeing how strong your skill levels is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Then I'm kicking them out, probably leave some money around somewhere.
Yeah. But if they pass that, then you just figure that this is the deal, or
then if it's really some real trustworthy shit, I'm starting them off small.
Yeah.
I'm pulling the dog walking trick, glasses, hat, get behind them.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, do something like that. Maybe set up a background actor, an older lady comedian, pretend it's my grandma.
Yeah.
Can you trust her? See if they'll, and have her leaving money around and stuff, shaking a lot.
Yeah.
See, is he going to take the money from her? We know some B-level actors.
Yeah, I would do it.
Yeah, I get you in that. This is my grandma.
Yeah, it's me wearing a wig.
Trust me with my buddy now, he's a little off. And then you just, you hand him money, he's got to give you the proper change back.
Yeah.
It all depends. You're just letting somebody in your house. I'm not doing that. I knew one kid was telling me his girlfriend orders weed through a delivery service, and the weed dealer hangs out all day, and she's like,
"Oh, come on."
He's like, "Yeah, I come home from work, and they're just hanging out, and he hangs out like 3 hours, smokes with her." I'm like, dude. He's like, "I don't smoke. Is that normal?" I'm like, "No, dude."
Well, I mean, that's normal for like the old school way of buying weed,
right?
Where you have to go to their house and you got to play, Xbox with them for a while.
So then he started telling me, yeah, stuff ended up missing. He's like, I noticed $1,000. I had some money, and he's like, she said she left it out, and he thinks he took it. I'm like, dude, you got to leave this girl. Kick her out of your apartment.
Wow.
But shit was just ended up missing, his GoPro. And she's like, you're really going to think it's him? It's like, well, bitch, is it you?
Yeah, it's somebody.
Like, he said he'd come home. The dude would just be sitting there like it was his house.
Well, it's like there's two ways to like have bad judgment then. There's the girl's judgment is clearly like, I'm just going to let this weird dude into my life.
Right.
And then there's like the other judgment where it's like she doesn't even believe when something's going wrong.
Right.
Where it's like you got to be smart enough to realize when you're getting fucked over and when you're in denial.
Yeah.
Because some people will really stretch that out for a long time.
Yeah.
Where it's clearly this guy's stealing from you, but they invent all the stories in their head that it can't, they don't want to look racist. They don't want to look
right.
bad. And it's like you got to have some judgment.
Yeah, you're right. Man, I know. I've seen people that are like, yeah, man, just go right in my house, unlock the door, and put this $800 on my fridge with the rest of my money.
Oh my God.
It's like, bro, this guy's our ads man. You talk to him 3 times. He's delivering ads for a living.
I feel like there is a lot, though. Do you think there's a lot that you can get from just being in a room and looking at a guy's eyes?
Well, here's something, too, man, speaking of that. You might know somebody your whole life, man. I got an uncle stole from all of us. Stole from my grandma openly. Just, opened up the drawer, cleaned out the register, like when she's at work.
And it was a dude that you actually trusted him?
It was our uncle. He lived with us and everything for a short period.
But you didn't suspect it?
I guess we kind of did, but there was, we didn't. He, know where I suspected it. There was a time that this money went up missing, right? And my brother was at the house for like 10 minutes.
Right.
And he didn't even go in the house, I think. And a thief always will be trying to blame it on somebody else. They'll help you move. This dude's moving the fridge 5 times. It's like, come on, you're the one that put the money on the fridge.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. Well, I've had family straight steal from me and friends, and you find out later, you're like, man, wouldn't have guessed that one.
Wow.
Can't really be too trustworthy of people.
I feel like, I guess it's just, I've never really had that in my life because I've always been a little bit guarded with things, but I feel like I have an above average, maybe this is just like my ego. I feel like I have an above average, like just vibe check. You put me in like, interrogation room where I got to sit across from a guy and figure out if he's like guilty. I think I can see it,
Now, do you think
it's in the eyes.
You just think everybody's guilty and you can't trust them though?
Yeah, well, there's probably some, where it's like I probably should have trusted some people. But there's a lot of, whenever I'm in like a situation where, you ever been in a situation where a guy is clearly like he's about to rob you or he's going to do something weird, but he's acting like he's not?
Right.
And he's acting like you're crazy. Like he's got to you're late night on the train, it's just you and him.
Right.
And he's acting all like, oh, it's no big deal. But it's like, no, I can spot that shit a mile away. I can close my eyes and I can feel where this dude is in the room.
You were telling me you had a good one where you almost got robbed and you sensed it, or did he get the money? Remember, wasn't it this neighborhood or where was it?
Oh, when the first day in New York City.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't even like, if I would have had my spidey senses up, I would have ran much earlier in that situation. Yeah. But that was just like a, guy trying to rob me and me saying, hey, what's that? And I just run away. But I've been in that situation. That's like, you've gone too far at that point. Because that was a mistake from the beginning. But like, I've been in so many situations where I'm on the train late night or I'm walking back from the train and it's just a guy who's trying to act like he's not about to rob me. And it's like, oh no, spidey sense is up.
Yeah.
I can feel it happening. But some people just don't have that. I'm realizing that now.
Dude, I'm learning it, but I was the worst at it. One time I went up to this guy for no reason. He's walking down the street. My brother was right. He goes, man, that dude's bad news.
Yeah.
And I walk up to the dude. I'm like, hey, man, you know where I could buy a gun? I don't got no guns.
When was
I
this?
live right here. Dude, when I was in Ohio. Like years ago.
Why were you asking him that?
Because I'm an idiot. Dude.
No.
You should know this.
You needed to buy a gun? Or?
No, I didn't even need one. I don't know what the hell's the matter with me. I felt like it
was just kind of a bit to do.
I was just in my mind. I'm thinking, oh, if I say this to this guy, he'll leave us alone. I don't know what the hell.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Making him sound like I'm a thug or something. He kept walking by my house looking at me all night. Like, basically what he was doing is what criminals do is they'll get dropped off in a neighborhood and they'll watch the neighborhood for a couple days.
Case the joint out.
Yeah, they'll walk around. They'll see, okay, who's got what? Who can I get?
Yep.
And walk by again in a few hours, walk by tomorrow, just watching everything.
Yeah.
Where can I get the licks? Where's the nice cars? What do they got in their garage?
Right.
So we had a corner house, and I seen him a few times. Finally, I just walked up to him. Dude, that night he stole all 3 stereos. Me, like my brother, his friend, all out of our cars that night. And then he starts calling me private, and he's like, yeah, come meet me. I'll sell you some weed. How much you want? And then it was for a girl. I always get involved in stuff with a girl. I wasn't smoking the shit. Some girl's like, I want some weed. That's what she kept saying. I'm like, oh, I'll get it for you. Like an idiot, dude. And then I end up asking this dude. I remembered he sold some stuff. And not even putting 2 and 2 together. It was that night, actually. So I go meet him, and he's all like, come alone. And then my friend's like, bro, it sounds like you're going to get set up. I'm like, bro, ain't nobody setting me up. This is my town. Like, for real. And I pull up with my BMW. I'm driving, looking for him. I'm like, dude, I don't see you. Where are you at, dude? And I'm looking. I make like 3 passes. And finally, he's like, yo, man, I'm over here. I seen you. Turn around. Pull it back. And he goes, all right, yo. And then he's all acting off. I get out of the car. He's like, you came alone, right? You alone? Nobody's with you?
Wow.
And bro, I'm telling him, nah, man, by myself. Relax, man. He's like, you got any weapons? And I'm like, no. He goes, all right, well, it's right over here. All the lights are off in all these houses. It's only like 7 o'clock at night. I'm like, they're in the house? He goes, yeah, they chill in the dark. They type of cats. I'm like, oh, I feel it, man. Yeah. He's patting me down. No weapons, no nothing. There's a girl there with him. I'm like, no. And he goes, all right, man, how much you want? I was like, just $10 worth. He's like, nah, man, you got to get an ounce, man. How much money you got? I was like, dude, I just got $10. I could see it in his face that he was mad that he's like, I robbed the wrong guy.
Wow.
I showed him. I was like, dude, I just got $10. He took my phone, my BMW keys. He pulled out a gun. Big, long barrel, too, man.
Wow.
Long barrel. And, dude, my reaction was just to grab it. I'm holding the barrel of the gun. It's up here like this. And he's telling his girl, stab him in the neck. She got a knife. She's dagging at me, dude. I'm moving.
You're in the car.
No, I'm outside in this quiet driveway. Wintertime. I'm wrestling him, with the gun. And he breaks off. He's like, get on the ground. Get on the ground. I let go of the gun like an idiot. I didn't know what to do, man.
Right. Yeah.
I was shaking. I was so scared. I started lying. I'm like, I got a family. I got a little girl at home. Wow. And dude, I'm on the ground shaking, dude. And he let me live, though. But I was so scared I couldn't quit shaking. And he's trying to drive away in my car. It was a piece of shit. The shifter was all messed up. He's skirting out. It's this BMW.
Wow.
Just takes my keys and throws them and runs down the street.
He thought he was stealing an automatic.
Yeah, he had my license. He had my address, man, to my license. So I didn't call the cops or anything.
Wow.
I'm like, man, this.
Wait, so what did he actually get away with then?
He got away with my wallet, my phone.
But the $10 and
the $10, my phone,
some Nokia bullshit phone.
Right. I think
so
I
even
actually
this,
had
I mean,
an iPhone.
You obviously you read the situation wrong going into
Credit cards and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, you read the situation wrong going into it being too trusting. That guy also read the situation wrong because he thought you were going to make more money.
Right.
So the moral of the story is everybody's got to do a little bit more
scoping
a little bit
out.
more feeling out. Yeah.
Well, I was telling him only $10 worth on the phone. I need a dime bag. It's all I got.
Yeah.
And he still was like, I'm going to rob his ass.
Wow.
Bitch ass.
But I mean, I guess Some people, I guess there's a downside, like you were saying, though. You could be too careful in the situation.
Bro,
where it's
insane.
like some people, I would never think that I was going to get robbed over $10 of weed like that.
Bro, she's dagging at me. Stab him in the neck. She was like, I don't want to. He's like, he's white. Like, that's going to make the difference. And she just dags at my neck. I'm like, I'm Italian, dude. I'm holding up the gun.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, my brother's black.
Wow.
I got a family.
Yeah, Arabic stepmother.
Yeah. I'm saying everything. Please.
Wow.
That's a scary ass thing, man.
Can't
trust
like,
people.
They're going to kill you just so they could take your car?
That's what people get killed over $5.
Yeah.
That's what people don't realize, man. Like in these other neighborhoods, dude. I just seen the one in New York. The dude opened up the door for somebody, and he didn't say thank you. And it turns out because the guy didn't know English, and this dude shot him because he didn't say thank you. Killed his ass.
Right. Yeah.
Shit, disrespectful motherfucker. Wow. Killed his ass in front of his kids too.
Well, I guess maybe it was a situation where the guy pulled out the gun and he was expecting you to just come off it immediately.
Yeah.
He wasn't expecting there to be a second part.
Right.
And then it's like, all right, we got to stab this guy because something's going to happen now. So.
Well, he kind of expected it because she was packing a knife. Young girl too, dude. You ever get robbed by some kids? They were both young.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, man, this is crazy. Probably 15 years old.
Jeez.
Robbing me. He was a little bigger than me, but.
That's kind of fucked up. He made her have the knife, though.
Yeah.
The gentleman would have taken the knife and given the girl the gun.
Yeah. Yeah.
It takes a whole lot more to stab somebody than it does just to pull a trigger.
Plus, if anybody's going to shoot somebody, I'd put my money more on a woman. They seem to make those quicker decisions.
Well, I mean, the knife, too, it's like that takes upper body strength to actually, like,
Yeah.
You really got to come at somebody hard with the knife.
And I don't think the gun was loaded. I think that was the whole problem. Or maybe he just didn't have the heart to kill me, which, thank God.
Wow.
But you think he would have fired, dude. We were wrestling.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm talking all this shit about me having good spidey senses, but I guess people who grow up in like that kind of neighborhood where people are actually packing guns and shit, you really got to have that shit all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that really contributes to people's like psychosis late in life, where I think if you go through life too much with your spidey senses up, you do go nuts after a while.
Yeah, you can't trust nobody. Everybody's watching you.
Yeah.
Dude, people get like that 100%, get in those conspiracies.
Yeah, and then you start doing drugs and you get, all methed out and shit.
Blacking out your windows, peeking through the blind.
Yeah.
I know people that are straight up back in Ohio that are just nuts, dude. They live off the grid. They don't have a TV. They're like, cameras, spying. Dude, nothing. Like canister lights.
Right.
Think everything's spying.
Once I feel like the conspiracy stuff, a lot of it, I mean, I'm not like a conspiracy guy, but I kind of like, all right, I get why some people wouldn't trust this or that. They don't trust the government.
Yeah.
They don't trust banks. But once you get to the level where you say that's a body double, where it's like, oh, that's not the guy.
Right.
That's a fake guy. They replace. It's like, all right, that's a step too far to me. Where it's like, this is a crazy person now. I don't trust anything you say. But up until that point, it's like, all right, I'll hear you out. But
their thing's always the earlobes.
Yeah, totally.
It's like, it's been 20 years. The dude got older.
They're zooming into your fingers. It's like, oh, look at that.
Mel Gibson been cloned.
Yeah. That's when you've gone too far to me, I think.
There's this guy. You ever talking to somebody and you're like, listen, bro, I know you're full of shit. I don't want to even listen to this no more.
Yeah.
He's telling me in the 70s he worked for the CIA. Some dude in Ohio makes, whatever. And he makes sandals out of leather. And these Duke can make a nice sandal, but he handcrafts sandals, but like the bottom, like they're nice, and other shit like purses. He's just like one of these guys, makes like leather, I think horse saddles.
Right.
And the dudes, when you meet him, you're just like, this dude clearly could never have a real job. He has to make this shit out of leather.
That's why he's so good at it.
Yeah. It's like, there's no way. He can't even have another worker.
Yeah.
Like, to him, and every now and then, he's a friend of the family. We talk to him, and the dude, he's telling us, they had technology in the 1976 where a satellite way up billions of miles in the sky could zoom down and read the fine print on the newspaper on your front porch. I'm like, dude, if at any point in time, if they had this, murders would be getting solved.
Right.
You know, it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
You think they would just zoom up on everything that happened and say, oh, there it is. There he is right there. Look at him.
Right.
You know, but either way, dude will tell you for hours. Like he won't let you get a word in about it. You'll be like, really, man? Well, that's not. They got this, and you got to check in this, and you're just like, all right, bro, I'm good.
Sometimes with crazy people, or it's like you ever like get into like kind of a situation where you're stuck with them for a while.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I'm just gonna humor him. Let's just egg him on, see how crazy he gets. That is always a mistake.
Oh, dude, without a doubt.
You think you're going to have a fun gag, and it's like, man, this has been 3 hours. I want to go home.
Yeah, I went to Georgia with a crazy dude. He was trying to convince us how to astro project.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, the point when your body starts shaking, that's when you're leaving.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, dude, you ever with somebody and they'll just won't give up on the lie?
Yeah.
It's like one of those things. Like they'll try to tell you.
You're in a car with them.
And then you're making inside jokes, everybody. Hey, Kenny, you going to astro project?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much of my like young life when I was like college age, 20, 24 years old, I feel like there were so many nights where I just ended up in somebody's car where it's like, I don't really know who this is. It's like a friend of a friend.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, we got to get a ride somewhere. It's like, oh, my car's broken. Oh, he'll give us a ride. And then you just end up in like a back seat of a car. And it's always like, it's not until like I'm a half hour in that the thought pops into my head at that point where it's like, I don't even know who this is.
Right.
But it's like, I don't really know where we're going because we're going to somebody else's house. I don't know. But you just end up in that situation. And then that person just starts like, they have a captive audience. So now you got to listen to whatever crazy shit they're going to say.
Yeah.
So after like, and what's weird too about listening to a crazy person talk, if you listen long enough, you will start believing it.
They're so confident.
That's what's scary about it. Where
Yeah.
it's like, even this, like, you know, listening to, if you're watching Fox News, listening to Rush Limbaugh kind of stuff, that's how crazy stuff works. Where it's like, if a crazy person just starts explaining their crazy idea long enough,
right?
At first you start thinking that's stupid. Then after a while, it's like, oh, he's starting to make a point.
It's like when people try to tell you about how they can get around laws.
Yeah.
It's like that. People really will explain it like they mean it.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that. I would love to see that type of video where it just backfires in one person's face. Why don't that go viral? And they're like, no, technically this isn't public property and you are going to jail.
The cop pulls out a gun at that point.
Yeah, get on the ground now. According to Dash 44, no. You messed up now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to be a little bit more of a crazy person myself, start lying to people.
Yeah, maybe that's later in life. Eventually, maybe do you think you're just going to end up becoming like eccentric when you're old like that?
Nah, you know what? I used to tell people stories of, I don't feel like I lived that weird of a life. I feel like everybody in Ohio had my life. But when you come to New York and you start telling people about it, they're like, come on, bro. There's no way that a guy with no leg had you build a couch. It's like, yeah, dude.
That happens a lot.
I didn't graduate high school. I don't got a normal job.
Well, that's the thing, too, is there is a certain kind of lifestyle where you're going to be around more weird people.
Yeah.
So many regular people in big cities like New York, you live in your nice apartment building, you get on the train, you go to work every day, and you're in a nice office. You leave the office, you go to a nice restaurant, family. But it's like for guys like me and you, if we're doing gig work, you're just thrown into it.
Right.
And it's like you're around people who aren't rich and who don't have a stable life. So you're going to be around, more weird shit's going to happen.
Yep.
We just we're more likely to have a weird encounter.
Yeah, dude, 100%. I did one TaskRabbit job with one of these extra motivational people.
Yeah.
Dude, he met me there running. Then I had to work with the dude, sweating the whole time. He's giving me inspirational quotes. He's like amped, bro. He's like, no, man, you know, listen, have you thought about maybe making more money? Yes, motherfucker. You don't think I thought of that when I'm here helping you out?
Yeah.
You know what you should do, man. You get 7 guys and you get them all working, man. It's as easy as a website. First step's just doing it.
You got to make a list.
I had one of those guys. Had to work with him for 3 days straight.
Oh, my God.
And I seen it drop off, and he just gave up. I'm like, what happened to the guy the first 2 days? He didn't want to finish the job. He's like, nah. He goes, I'll still pay you for the first hour, but
wow,
I'm just gonna have the building throw this stuff away. He was just.
You really let him down.
He was on the downward spiral, dude. He's running back and forth from a storage unit. He's like, I'll meet you by foot.
Wow.
And dude, he's running from like over the Williamsburg Bridge.
Man. You just think about what these guys' lives, because you only get to see like 2 days of that guy's life.
Yeah.
That guy has to live that life every day. What is it like?
I couldn't imagine, dude.
Yeah.
Or those people that always got to prove to you how good they're doing at stuff.
Yeah.
You ever have those people that just got to always tell you their things? I worked with this guy. He was getting married. We took him out to a strip club. And, he had some nice stuff. He had a house, a lot of acres, I think. And he had like a motorcycle and a Mustang and a lift in his garage he was real proud about. And dude, we take him to a strip club and these girls are dancing on me. He's telling these girls about all this shit he got. Like,
wow.
He's like, yeah, it's open chambered, 2-stroke on my dirt bike. And
wow.
This girl's grinding on me. He's like, and I got a lift in my garage. He's like, seriously, I press a button, it just, and I can look at like the bottom of your car.
Wow.
And dude, we're just like, is this dude? Like, we knew he's like that with us.
Yeah.
But does he really think the stripper's impressed?
That's why I feel like that's so funny, because like that's not even a service that strippers provide, but that is something that like a lot of guys would actually like, where it's just paying a girl just to listen to you brag about shit.
And don't tell me, don't critique me.
No, you got to act impressed.
Yeah.
The DJ is going to play 3 songs. I'm going to just tell you about my life, and you got to act like, oh, wow.
Be impressed for once.
Jesus Christ.
Tell me I did right.
The dirt bike is red? Wow.
You did such a good job.
Kawasaki?
Yeah.
Wow, they still make those?
Yeah, your whole life's not a mistake.
It's a Kawasaki Ninja. That's what it's like in Japan. I mean, they do have strip clubs in Japan, but mostly what they have is called a hostess bar.
Yeah.
Where a hostess bar, it's like you show up, and you pay. You're basically just paying a woman. It's like an escort, but you don't have sex with her.
Yeah.
You just pay the woman like a couple $100, and she just has to hang out with you all night at the bar.
Wow.
And just talk.
Huh.
But she's like, these women are like, they're professionally experienced in just like making a guy feel like flattering a guy.
Yeah.
So
wow. Doesn't take much.
They're just like, professionally, they'll just like laugh at all your jokes. And make you feel like a big shot.
Treat you like a human.
And maybe if they really want to take it to the next level, they'll have sex with you. But that's not really like how it works.
If you got an extra 200 yen.
Well, it's not even that. It's like, they really feel it out. If they're really, it's just the same way a stripper can technically have sex with you.
Yeah.
They're probably not going to do it. But guys are willing to pay. I wonder if that'll ever make it to America, where it's like, it's just an ego bar.
I don't think girls in America will ever give in and be able to cater to a guy's ego.
I don't know. I think that's what I think it's what most sex workers have to do. I mean, if you just take away the sex part.
Yeah, but a lot of times they just walk in there real quick. They'll be like, and for real, my shit hurts. I just got ran through.
Yeah.
Be gentle with it.
No mouth.
You got half hour. Yeah.
But
Don't be asking what this shit is on my back. It's bumps. Okay? Don't touch the shit.